I'm sitting here with Coach Smith, the 1-0 Coach Smith here at White Plains. Coach, last Friday you guys got to go out there and hit somebody in a different jersey in a meaningful football game. You got a big victory here, 23-13 over Talladega. Rewind the clock and take us back to last Friday night and how it all transpired.
Well, you know, I tell you, it started during the day. We had a great pep rally, one of the best pep rallies we've had, and just, you know, the excitement was really good. You know, going into the game, Talladega, you know, much improved, very athletic team. And so, you know, just came out, great atmosphere at the game Friday night. The stadium was full, and just, you know, our band and cheerleaders did such an awesome job, and our student section really showed up. And, you know, just a great community environment for Friday night, a lot of excitement, and, you know, that played a big role in it. And so, you know, thought we came out and, you know, played well in different aspects. I was very pleased, special teams wise. You know, Bruce Downey hit 3 field goals, you know, kicked the ball in the end zone majority of time on the kickoffs, and so that was a big thing. Flipped the field position on punts. So, you know, special teams wise, I thought it was really good. I thought our defense played lights out. You know, we gave up 1 score late defensively. They ran a kickoff back on us, but defensively, you know, we had to keep going out and getting stops, and that's what we did, you know, pretty much the majority of the night. Offensively, you know, we made some plays, had some guys step up in some ways. You know, the biggest things we got to, you know, we had a chance several times to put the game away a little earlier and miss some opportunities. You know, we get down there and we had to settle for 3, you know, instead of getting 7, and so, you know, we got to get better at that. But once again, getting points on those drives is a big deal too, confidence-wise. And so just, you know, for the first game overall, I thought we did some good things. A lot of stuff we still have to work on, you know, fixing to really hit the meat of our schedule early on in the next 3 ball games that we have. And so, you know, we got to get better. We got to use this week to, you know, really work on ourselves and just kind of shore some things up going into next week's game.
Coach, the beautiful part about it is the win. You get that, put that in the rearview mirror, got to turn to next week. The bad part is it is an off week because the guys are all amped up, right, but you got to gear it back down. And how hard is that as a head coach to get a win like that and then turn around and have to gear it back down to get what you need done? You want
to build off that momentum, you know, definitely. And of course, you know, we're kind of set with the schedule that we had, and it just happened that this was the off week. And so, you know, it gives you a chance to get some people healed up, but, you know, it's still, you would like these off weeks a little later in the year, to be honest with you. But, you know, we can't do anything about that. You know, the biggest thing is coming off of a win going into an off week. You know, it's, you know, the kids are really excited. And so, you know, we just got a chance to use it to get better for the stretch that we've got coming up. And, you know, I hate that we don't get to play Friday to kind of build off some of that momentum. But, you know, at the same time, we'll use it for whatever we can to help us, you know, get better.
Coach, how do you approach an off week? They're super important. People that don't understand the inside of a program don't understand how important they are. What's your mindset heading into an off week?
Well, you know, usually if it's later in the year, you know, like after week 5, you usually, you know, typically we had given them like a Monday off and a Friday off just to kind of get their legs back. But, you know, we're right here at the beginning. You know, we're trying to create some consistency, so we're approaching it a little bit different. You know, we'll practice Monday through Thursday this week. We'll watch a good bit of film this week. And so, you know, being early, you don't want to lose your conditioning, you know, with that off week, because, you know, it normally takes 2 or 3 games to get in game shape. And so we're going to try not to lose that and do some conditioning. And like I said, really just work on us this week. And being off week 1, you know, after a game, we've kind of approached it a little bit different. Monday through Thursday will be pretty normal. And then, of course, we'll give them Friday off and then get ready for game week next week.
Coach, who were some of the guys that really stood out to you Friday night, that really gave you effort and did the things they needed to do to be successful?
Yeah, I think, you know, first of all, you look at Bruce Downey, special teams wise, with the 3 field goals and the kicking game that I thought was really good. You know, defensively, You know, you got Caden Foster and had about a 75-yard scoop and score that really helped us defensively. Offensively, you know, I think Crew played pretty well quarterback for the most part, and you know, I thought Braxton Borelli ran the ball hard. So, you know, like I said, a lot of things we can work on to improve, but it's always good to do that after a win. And so confidence is high and the spirit's high, and so that's really good.
Coach, you talked about something earlier I'd like to touch on. You talked about the community, you talked about the support, the school, the stands was full. Talk about that, how a lot of times, you know, you don't get that everywhere, Coach, but to have that here this first week and to build off that momentum, how important is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's buy-in. You know, it's the students were great. You know, the student section was full. They stood up the whole night, you know, dressed in all black, and just really, you know, did a great job of supporting. The community was there. The stadium was full. You know, it looked like you kicked the top off of an ant bed.
That's awesome.
Know, kids everywhere playing football, throwing football, rolling down the hill. You know, always up there wanting to give high fives. And so just from a standpoint of the whole community, from the younger levels to, you know, to everybody else, you know, it was just a big deal. And just the excitement level, I think, is one of the first steps in having the buy-in, you know, to try to create that same type environment each and every week as the season goes on.
Coach, not to look ahead, you got the Alexandria Valley Cubs coming up. Do you put in a lot in an off week for them, or do you use it status quo, you kind of turn inward?
Yeah, you know, we'll start doing some stuff. You know, later in the week, as far as you know, putting stuff in for them. The first few days of the week, we'll clean some stuff up, you know, for us and just work on us. But as the week goes on, we'll start doing a little bit more towards them and leading into next week, so that we'll kind of have a jump start on next week's preparation.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Coach, this one may be a little short and sweet, but we'll be back out here each and every week. Hey, congratulations on getting out of the gate like that, 1-0, and a big win. I know the community loves it and yourself. And before I turn this thing off, Coach, just final thoughts on anything.
Yeah, great
Floor is
weekend,
yours.
Great week. You know, really proud of our guys, the commitment they've shown, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to build each and every week as we hit this, you know, tough stretch of our schedule. And, you know, just really appreciate our community, our band and cheerleaders, and just everybody involved. It was a great night Friday night.
Coach, I appreciate you, man. Looking forward to being out here each and every week. And congratulations on your first win, Coach. We'll see you next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.